Yes, good morning, dear viewers. This is Sunday morning, and today is October the 26th, and the time now is 8:30, and this is The Voice. And we are coming to you this morning to give you update of what is happening in our community, especially within the bank. Of course, you know that community development or community organization has been the force of developing their own community. Of course, the government still have a role to play, but the government alone cannot do it all. And the local community sometimes have been the most uh, force that uh, contribute to the development of their people, infrastructural wise, and all other aspects. And Jensa is one of those villages that NJECUDA, which is Njentse Culture and Development Association, has been fostering development in Jensa. Since 2023, we saw the images of how they organized the football opening in Jensa with the hope of reopening schools, gave out prizes, gave us award to Njentse. Last year again, we saw Njentse very vibrant also in, in communicating or in conducting activities that will foster and bring Njentse people together for people to return home as they are saying now. And of course, Njentse has had some setback, especially with the bridge that link Chemfem up to Njentse. That at some time there was a landslide or there was water overflow. That bridge was that bridge fell apart. That was about 2 years ago. And the community came out with about 800,000 within 2 weeks and reconstructed that bridge. Then, unfortunately, the contractor who was rehabilitating the Ngundeng Njentse Njemfem Road, for some reason, destroyed the bridge with the hope to construct his own and was never done. There was a lot of conversation that Njentse people met with the mayor. We will all dive into all those kind of discussion, dear viewers. If you are joining the link now, share to a wider audience so that you will be able to listen to what is going to happen today. Jensa recently elected the new president by name Nkem Ngosong, who will be here, who will be joining me here. We are lucky that we also have the president emeritus, the person who have been championing Jensa activities prior to when the new president came in, and he's also Nkem Leke. So these are two Nkem. So one Nkem handing over to the other Nkem. So we will bring them in here and we'll have a discussion on the on all of these aspects. Like I said, please uh, share the link so that uh, viewers can come in and listen. I know this is election time, this is a political situation, but we cannot undermine our community development. Irregardless of which direction the campaign or the election goes, the community remains the community. Even if you have a new president or the old president, the community remains the community. So we are very passionate in grassroots development. And by this, I would like to bring in our guests here to so that we will dive into this conversation. And uh, yeah, the Tunkem, President Emeritus and the Yunkem, you are all welcome to Gaza Media.
Thank you very much, Doc.
Yes. So
Yeah,
let me start. Let's start with a little bit of the brief history of Njentse culture and development, and think that how they started or what some of the vivid accomplishment that they have been able to accomplish. We know the crisis, the past 8 years or 7 years has been very rough. I want us to just pick up from the post-crisis, some of the things that you were able to do, like uh, organizing holiday activities, putting people together. Let me start with the President Emeritus.
Yeah, thank you, Doctor. I'm the President Emeritus of Jensa, the most President Emeritus. By name, became the Alex, like you already said. Prior to the crisis, Jensa was a very vibrant community. I mean, known for its agricultural prowess, and it was an important hub, commercial hub, that was linking the bank to Leku when we using passing through there to disappear and the like. Njekuda was an active agent in the vibrant nature of the community because it was an active participant in the educational sector. Though we had a government school, but we made sure that we reinforced. You know how our government schools have been. You have a school of many pupils with one or two teachers. So the community, we in NJECUDA will come in to bring in to complement. We may what we impress on teachers to be assisting the official teachers. We had two, and we have to come in to give computers and books and do organize other activities, like you rightly said. We used to have cultural activities, especially in the month of December. I mean, every 2 years we'll have culture in which all the branches will come home and we'll have fun, bring our kids, we come and enjoy ourselves and begin to know home and learn some of our culture. But alas, from 2016, we all know what happened, and all of that is gradually dying. So something needs to be done to be able to at least, if not bring it back to life, keep at least the flame burning.
For that quick response, yeah, passing over the torch to Nkem Ngosong, who is coming in new. So I just want to find out from you, Nkem. Of course, you are welcome. Uh, Now coming in, what was the process that you were elected? Were you appointed? Did he just hand over to you, or maybe he's your friend, or what is the process?
Okay, Doc, I'm Ken Gosun, of course, the son of late Pat Andungan Adams and late Mamia Bonjo, Mary, uh, born and grown in Jensa, and of course, I have the passion for that particular village. I make this clear just to make people know because some people don't really know me. And of course, as you rightly said, I was democratically elected. The electorate, if I'm not mistaken, there were 60 persons during the elections, and I was elected by 41 persons. So what percentage is that? You can calculate. You can calculate the percentage. So there were 60 electors, and I was elected by 41 persons, electors. So it was democratic. And my president emeritus, having served his first term, he wanted to hand over just one term, but the constitution says it is 2 year renewable once. I think I was in the Douala meeting that purported him to the second seat, to the second year, second term, and he was not really the call. He wanted to leave, but we said, no, we continue. That we are behind you, we will support you, and of course, this time around, he has made his two terms of 2 years, so 4 years. We are very democratic, doctor. So we was through an elected assembly. So there's nothing like appointment or no. So
Okay, okay, yes, okay. Let's get that now. Coming back now to the real stuff. What were your manifesto? What was your plan of action, and what do you want to accomplish?
well, doc, going back to the historical perspective, the Njentse people, why are they the Njentse people? You realize that during the war, which the king, as when you launch against the Mbos, the Mbos were originally living in Jensa. This, the Asumani used his warriors to push the Mbo right up to where they are today. Which means why am I making this statement? I want people to understand that the Njentse people are really the warriors. That is why when you see Letseto, which is manned by Foto is a chief for directly from the palace. You go to Andu, which borders the Mbo. Fondu is a chief, was the creator of Fontemaswai, who was later on uh, upgraded to Fondu, our own compound. That is where he originally lived. There's a plum in front of a compound that nobody touches right up to today because he was the one who planted that plum when he was living where we are living today, just around the school compound. That's why finally he left for Andu to continue fighting the Mbos because yes, at the border. So I just made this statement to make you understand that Njentses are inhabited by heroes and warriors. And therefore, from this background, uh, I'm not going to take things a bit lying down. We have to be linked by a good route to the traditional headquarters, because let me tell you, the road that is leaving for to Jensa was originally, when it was under construction, we at the Jensa Union of Students in those days, as students, we contributed in digging it with hands. We did it. And we're about constructing our own community hall in Banatra, and even came up with a foundation which was later on abandoned. But those things we have to reinvigorate, we have to put it, we have to make them vibrate. If not of the crisis, myself in particular, I was in the north for 18 years, that I asked for transfer to come to Bafusa to be near home, preparing for my retirement, so that I can participate in community development.
Mm.
And so, in that line, I have a lot in the head that can make Jensa great again, even though somebody somewhere said he'll make something great again. I'm not talking about that one now. I'm
Yeah.
talking about myself. And I know my ability, not only my ability, I know my people, and I will coordinate them. We are, I don't always like to say I always like to say we, because you alone will not do anything. But as a
Yes,
group, yes,
yes. Let's talk about this road because one of the challenges that we face in our area, regardless of what village is the road issue, you mentioned about road, and right now, Lebanon has equipment, the equipment pool that they just elected the new board. That so my question to you is: are you in touch with the Kudu National so that like they call them VDA, the Village Development Association, in partnership with the Kudu, so that you'll be able to maybe send in the application so that they look at the location and see if they can come and do your own construction work?
thank you, Doc. That question is very, very important. Uh, During the handing over of those equipments, I was there present. I was there present from the Limbe,
Mhm.
Limbe Lukudu branch. I was one of the delegates that went home. But some of us like to do our things not the public
Quietly.
way. You do it quietly, and of course, you leave. So, for that particular question, one of the board member is Spring Asaeton Fontem. So, I discussed with him, and the whole issue is having to go and research today. I mean, I just came in, it's a week ago. Me, the handing over has to take place. But within the time being, we can gather for funds and go and register ourselves, so that when the caterpillar leaves, because I know where it is today, it is still at Onge, the
Yeah.
caterpillars. So we monitor those things. So that when he leaves and is moving up to the upper section during the dry season, we use that opportunity and, of course, place them in Jensa for close to a week. Every compound should be open. I know
Yes,
my people. Yes,
no, thank you so
we
much.
will be
And
linked by roads. Yes.
no, I'm glad that you are in touch with Senator who is one of the elected member of the board. That there's a procedure so that you fill in your form, you send it on time. Yes,
Yes.
President Emeritus, still on the road issue, the road leading from the BLM headquarters, Menji, Nchemfem, up to Jensa, that bridge, the bridge that I think at some time, I think about 2, 3 years ago, when there was a landslide, or 2 years ago, when the water overflowed the bank and the bridge collapsed, was a kind of covered, was during the rainy season. I mean, within 2 weeks, the Jensa people came out massively, contributed money, I think it was over 800,000, and constructed that bridge within a very short amount of time. But during the rehabilitation of that road by the council, by the Minji Municipal Council, the contractor uh, dismantled that bridge or demolished the bridge with the hope to be his own, the bridge that was under the contract. But That bridge was not completed. And after a rainfall, we saw that that place become swarming, that a vehicle could not really pass. And it was very pathetic that I think somebody died. I don't know who was that. To transport the corpse up to Jensa was talk of war. My question to you is, were you aware of this, and what was your input?
Yes, thank you, Sir Doctor, for that question. Yes, as a person general of NJECUDA at that time, normally I was very much aware of all the in and out of that bridge of the entire project. Just to clear that, it was within 5 days that we were able to raise money and put up that bridge, and we thank so much those who helped us even out of Jensa in relation that. So it's a country community thank the Lebanon community that participated in that wonderful gesture. Yes, actually, what the time, but when the bridge was done, we used but wood, and I mean those who did would guaranteed us that it was very solid wood that could last for a long time. And we're okay with that. So when the caterpillar came down to open the roads, pending the arrival of the grader, actually they skillfully avoided the the the, the road because the caterpillar has more strength and it could go down to the river and climb up without much difficulty without touching the bridge. Yes, the bridge remained there. But now, after the caterpillar, after the bulldozer has passed, normally a grader will have to come to now fix the gutters and arrange the roads. That was supposed to be the next phase of the work. But that was that juncture that I realized that the grader cannot pass on that road the same way the bulldozer did. So they now had to find a way to there are two. I mean, the studies show that there were two bridges. There was that of Nsacham and another one just before Vokum. So those two bridges have to be arranged before the grader could come. And so he came instead of reinforcing, I don't know what, I mean, or doing his own bridge to cross to move across. He started by destroying that which was already existing. That was already usable. That would allow, I mean, the flow of traffic from Njentse to Jensa without no problem. So that caused a lot of that brought a lot of chaos in the community, and I was immediately informed of the situation. I immediately we discussed it among ourselves and those who are at home, who are very versed with what is ongoing. And at the end of that day, we decided to have a meeting with the mayor, an online meeting with the mayor, the person of all the presidents of all the branch presidents of NJECUDA at home and the diaspora, and some elite. The mayor wanted to bring the contractor online, but unfortunately we couldn't get him. It's always difficult to get. We discussed and arrived at a certain number of resolutions. We agreed that after all the debate, it was agreed that he will reconstruct that bridge. Instead of a 6 meter that was supposed to be there, that we had to do, we asked him to do 11 meters across so that it covers the angle which he thinks is not was supposed to be destroyed. That is replacing our bridge and then building the other bridge which he had. So had to be 11 meters, and we agreed on how it will be done. The material that has to be used, all of that was agreed during that. And a few days after I succeeded in having the contractor, uh, I spoke with him. I had another meeting with him online with the mayor, and we to reconfirm all of these facts and the compensation, the reconstruction of the bridge, what has to be done, etc., etc. To be fair, uh, we realized that uh, in doing the project, a lot of things were wrong, were not in consideration because when I look at the details of when I asked for the detail of the contract which he had, realized that they just gave him it was just supposed to be like a grader coming to pass through. They didn't put the covets that were on the road and gutters. and I don't know how you could make a road that has water flowing across the road. I don't make carpets. So those are some of the errors that we realize in it.
But
However,
now, but now, no, but I want to ask you, like, when the okay, so for example, if you're a contractor, you want to take a contract, I think you should go and survey the road, do your own feasibility study. Then, if the contract is defined, I mean, you have some time to really look at it. It's not just that, oh, you see some money, you want to get it, then you come and stop here. But now, I wanted to say the resolution that we arrived at with the mayor, because those things were discussed, and I believe that the Njentse people headed by NJECUDA have come to agreement with the mayor that they will do compensation for the material and for the demolish of the former bridge that was built by the community. So I wanted just to ask you, has any of that been fulfilled?
no, not yet. And I wonder how. Why are we? What are we waiting for? Immediately after that, within the same period, there was an injunction that was placed on certain type of vehicles from
Not to pass
flying.
there. Mhm.
Yes, and I think them, rightly or wrongly, the contractor pinned his argument on that fact that he has to bring material from Chang to that place to do the job and needs the type of vehicles to carry it.
No, no. I mean, it doesn't hold, because if you are bringing, it means that you cannot cross the bridge. You have to come and end on the other side. Then use the material to construct the bridge.
Yes, the material comes from Chang. It passes through Dungatemlewo and then comes from Chengfen right up to the bridge.
Yeah, yeah. Before you cross the
Now,
bridge, you dump the material. You drop the material there. What kind of
yes,
argument?
no, the SDO actually gave an injunction on certain, is it, trucks from plying the Chang Menji road. I think there was a strike on that because of the bad nature of the roads, and I think those taxi drivers complained, and the bike riders, that those cars, those
Okay,
trucks, when they come, they destroy the road. So
okay.
we agreed that with the lifting of that injunction and the coming of the dry season, we expect that things will begin. So
Yes,
that is
coming the dressing. Okay, now follow up my next question. This one goes to both of you. Uh, Now you guys live in the coastal area in Limbe and Kumba. Do you have a strong, vibrant association in the village? I think my question could have been well from there. How is the Njekuda structure? But I think it would be more specific to say, do you have people in the village that the whole meeting that maybe they have some elected representative or a branch that they can relate to you as the national president?
Yes, we have the home branch of NJECUDA, which is very very active and has been championing all the activities that are taking place at home. Actually, I we act at home through the home branch.
Yes, so
Even the
that's
report that I
because
even
sometimes
the
some of
report
these things are happening. Other people on the ground can really relate with you and say, okay,
Yes.
this is exactly what is happening. This is that what is happening. This is what we are. Somebody that you can not flying news, because somebody might just be passing and just say something, and just forward to you, take picture forward to you without describing or just give some mispresentation of information. But somebody who is their own representative can really probably do an assessment.
Yes, I just to buttress your point, you're very correct. Because even that meeting, there was a doubt on the quality of material that is being used, and we went through the contract and realized that the number of the type of drugs that were prescribed, the type of material that was supposed to be used, etc., the type of cement that was supposed to be used on doing the job, and at that juncture we could not answer because we could not be certain whether that was used or not. So the following day, my the team on the ground went to the site and was able to confirm the type of material that is being used. Just to go to your point that we actually work, we get information directly from them when we cannot go down ourselves
Okay.
for
Yeah,
reasons.
Come on, let me ask you. Let's talk about conscience. These are all Leban people. These are all sons and daughters of Rwanda award this contract. Even if you are not from Leban, you award a contract. Common sense tell us that Rod 8, which is kind of a wire that they use it in ring. I'm not a technician, but I know a little bit. And Rod 12 or Rod 14, which are bigger rod, that they use it like vertically to hold the pillar, which is stronger, that can support heavy weight. And from the
Okay.
information that we gather, And from the information that we gathered was that they were using only rod 8, very tiny ones. And my question is, even if, let us see, the president minister is saying, even if it was not prescribed, are some of these things not common sense that you cannot use the rod, even your own house, you cannot use those tiny rod, even rod 10, to put a pillar, a main pillar of the house?
Before that. Yeah,
Okay.
Doc, please, I want to debug that information. It was no right information. And like I said, we send people on the ground to go and verify, and the rods that were being used were not rod 8. There was a mixture of rod 10 and rod 12 that were being used at that time. And that is exactly what was prescribed on by
Specification.
by the mayor. So the issue we had about the rock was just a hearsay. So when we went on the floor, even the cement the mayor prescribed, that was what was being used. Now, our main point was the fact that they even came and destroyed a bridge without doing another one. So
Yeah,
as
without, yeah,
collective,
without what they
yes,
say, a detour, without deviating the road to another
yeah,
path.
yes.
But I think the issue of abandonment of contract, because if we take a step back, you see that recently, I mean, we have been talking on the Njentse water project that was supposed to supply Menji for over, I think this is almost going to the third year now. Uh, Coming from Jensa, they begin to wonder like, I mean, I can just admit even the health centers scattered all over the bank and many other things. I believe those one the president general will be will be answerable or will be able to give us more light on those one. But I'm just like asking like, where are the conscience of the people of the bank? Those that are taking this contractor, of the human being in general, that you take a contract, in regardless of whether the money, whether they pay taxes or whatever. If they say the contract is 1 million, you know so well that at the end I will be using by 500,000 because half of it will probably go on taxes or whatever, commission or whatever it is. Do you know so well before going into this business?
Okay. Doc, I would like to throw more light on that particular thing of contract. I happen to be a member of the tender board of contracts in the Limbe One Council
Hmm.
out of my Lebanon jurisdiction. Those contracts, they have to mature. It is the council, they write up those contracts. Their technicians write them up. And then, of course, they advertise to contractors. And the tender board is there to actually streamline all the applications before awarding the contracts. The Ministry of Public Contract is doing a marvelous job now. They want to put all the process online for clarity. They want to put the process of contracting online for clarity. So when a council advertise a contract, it is put online before the tender board even meets to decide, choose who is matured enough to take up this contract. In the past, we used to hear of the Nangas, we used to hear of the Kilos, we used to hear of the Booms. Those are contractors. Like any one of us can tomorrow become a big contractor. I don't know. The issue of our own area, I must not fail to say this. We know the situation. You can't eat your cake and have it. Because for 9 years, because of what you know, some other people will say, will argue that it was not affecting the development of the area, but it affected the development of the whole area, brought by Lebanon about 20 years behind. Nobody can doubt it. So I think it is because of those lapses that the council, I don't even know whether the untenable was meeting, to streamline the applications before offering to contractors. Seeing that even the technical specifications, everything is there. We award contracts on points, and we award contracts on those that have experienced and done that job elsewhere. But I'm sure the Minji Council was not going through that process. It was a matter of just giving because the environment was not conducive. That's what is certain. Even the
And
some
that,
of
that's yes, I
don't
know.
let me
I know. Thank you. I think even the mayor at some time even admit that even to evaluate some of this contract, like you go and do a work, they only look at pictures that you take and send to them to say, okay, the thing is done.
Yeah. Exactly, though. I say I came to Bafusam 2021, I mean 2028, to go home and do something. But I'm sincerely speaking, my first attempt of going home was on that day of the handing over of the equipment
Mhm.
from 2018 to when? To just recently last year. That we gather courage and say we should go, we will die if that is the case. So you see, let us not blindfold ourselves. Even the question of road being bad, you were constructing road to who? Who was there? And if you even construct the road, will they not
Yeah.
get bad? The grass will grow over it, the rain will fall, the thing will get bad.
Yeah,
So
because
let us,
nobody is using them. No, I
nobody
think
is
that's
using
also
them,
a
though.
valid point.
Nobody.
Yeah.
So that is the question. Schools were closed, people migrated out, and there's most of them are already comfortable out. We have only now to load them to go back through all this development drive. And of course, Meresus told you we did it through sport, through school. And when the school were free, Njekuda was the one sponsoring all, taking care of
Hmm.
all the logistics and paying teachers. So it's just to lure the people to go back because at the end of the day, if we uh, put all our energy to develop this place and nobody is there, it means no, it does not have a meaning at all.
It's like it's like
Yeah.
you go and be it's like you go and be a house and you leave it, nobody stay there, overgrown with
Yeah, my own house, which you know, I think you know my house.
yeah.
That was my own first investment I made uh, when I entered the public service, or which is opposite situation. It's along the road. It has not been
Yeah.
destroyed, but internally you cannot even sleep there. You can't sleep there except you go and do rehabilitation.
Station.
So indeed, it's an unfortunate incident that happened. But I think it is high time we put that behind us and pray that it should not happen again. Because as long as I know, the Bama man is a self-reliant somebody. He doesn't wait for people to come and help him to do most of the thing. We do it ourselves. the the equipment pools are a clear example of what we can do in Jekuda. I mean, in Lukudu. And of course, you ask of structure.
Yeah.
Let me be very clear. In Njekuda is structured just the same as as Okudu. It has branches out there in the USA. As a president, just recently elected, I will try to reinvigorate all these branches, the USA, the UK, the Canadian, so that we all together put our hands and see what we can do. That's why I was saying that it is inherited by heroes. And most of the heroes, you know, I don't need to cite names,
Hmm.
who are from Jensa. So uh, the present loan parliamentarian is from Jensa. He might have been doing his own work his own way. I don't know whether it's a plus or a minus. It's not left for me to judge. But he's from Jensa, and son of Jensa. And many others. The mayor of Kemambi, who just left before the other came, well, it was a son of Jensa. So, indeed, we need only to lure our people, to coordinate with them, and I think we'll see things move.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, you mentioned something, and I think it's quite true that the idea of inactivities in our area, the abandonment has set up. You said 20, I would even say 50 years back.
uh,
Uh, yes, because I've seen people houses that somebody died. They went there to do the burial. When they came there, there was nothing. It was like a farm place. It was like I mean, it was like we used to call it a farm. A farm. That means
yeah,
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 everything has to allow. You can already see that there was a foundation that was built with stone. There was nothing.
mhm.
So
Exactly.
I mean,
It's a terrible situation. My own mother died in 2021. I mean, could I go? I couldn't go home. I paid money before she was going. I mean, a mother that had lived all her life in the village, she passed on. You couldn't go to say goodbye to mama. I went and threw the cups in Chang. Other people transported the cups. when I'm married, after paying a lump sum. You see, it becomes, unreasonable.
Mhm.
And
Yeah,
some people see
I think
somewhere and
moving
get
forward,
a position.
I think moving forward now, I think things are getting a little bit better. I will not say they are where we want it to be, but at least whatever happened, people are beginning to understand that no, we cannot stop our development efforts. Some of these things were maybe misguided or whatever may have been the situation, but I still want to pinpoint that the Menji, which is now the face of the BLM, the face of the bank, the face of any person from that division, that certain projects need to go on where. I know you talk about maturity of a project from the beginning of design, but I would like us to take a little bit of maybe some few minutes and just talk about this project. Let me play this video here so that you people can see and
Okay. Okay.
that when you see uh, things happening like this, is it that the contract? I mean, at this point, let's keep security stuff aside. I don't want anybody to talk about insecurity because it means you cannot be talking about insecurity, right? So the only so what will happen? What will happen to stop the contractor for completing the work? He started. There's still material. There's still stand lying there. He has concreted the floor, or he has put some wires on the floor. It's all he's left is to concrete or do whatever he has to do. Is it that he lacked money or whatever, or the money was not enough, or what happened?
Doc, before we can comment on such because it's a gigantic project, and when I hear of 30 million, I just laugh because constructing a sport complex is not a small thing. So, indeed, that goes into what? What were the specifications? What was given him as the roadmap for that particular contract? And we should not mix up things because some of the contracts are not coming from from the council. Some of the contracts are coming from the regional assembly. We
Mhm.
thank God Emeritus President is even a councillor at the regional assembly, but not from Meme, not from Lebieleme,
The BLM.
not from Lebieleme, from Meme. So you see how tight we can go, we see how far we can go. Some of the contracts are coming from the regional assembly. Some of the contracts are national contracts.
Yes.
But the majority of them go through the council. When it is from the regional assembly, of course, the council is the one that is pinpoint to manage that
Supervise.
particular
Uh-huh.
and report back to the regional assembly. But when it's a national contract, of course, it is the administrators and all right who goes through the, but it still goes through the screening process before award. So what I'm saying is that me, I cannot really comment on what is happening particularly on that sport complex because I don't have the facts. I don't want to talk things that I don't know.
No.
You may say something that is wrong, and it is not good to mislead the public with wrong information. You have challenged us into it. We'll dig into the whole matter and see the specification of that contract. And in our next, when we next meet, I think we can be able to say something more concrete. Thank you very much.
Yeah, just to clear in, just to say, I just want to say that looking at that project like that, we cannot really say for sure what it is. But what I know about that project, little I know from what we see, or like from the tenders that were sent out. It's a BIP. It's a BIP at its public investment
The
project
project.
that was that is sent by the Minister of
Public work.
uh,
It's
no,
what?
it is to the council.
It's what
Mhm.
and physical education.
Yeah.
It is one of the devolved service as one of the devolved ministries
Ministry.
that was uh, so far been has been aligned to be giving out some of the investment projects to the to the council. That's the 30 million as I hear it is. But now I don't know the details as to what was asked to be done. I cannot say without if you don't you can't say if you don't have a contract with you. And secondly, he might have done that. Now the problem now is, has the contract been received or not? Has the project been received or not? If it has not been received, it means it has not been done, and can go for payment. If it has been received at that juncture, the question would be: is that what was asked to be done? And if not, why is it being received? So all of that we need to have those answers before we can be able to
Yes.
want to go to
And who do you think is the right person to provide the community these answers?
the mayor.
Okay.
The first person is the mayor,
It's the mayor.
but the community always has the possibility of getting that same information, even without passing through the council. Like I said before, I think I was in Kelebang. I said no.
Mhm.
The most important document is not the budget. It is the administrative account. The administrative account it tells you exactly that we budgeted for this much, but this is what we were able to do, and this contract was done like it was done, and this is the person who did it. This was done. This was what did it. You can budget for 100 million, and at the end of the day, you are only able to realize 200 50,000. That is why the administrative account is far better than the budget. Budget is just a projection, a thinking. Let us say a wishful thinking. But
Mhm.
administrative account tells you effectively what was done. So when you go in the administrative account and you see a project, it means that project has been delivered. And if it's not there, then you can even sue the council for telling your lie, because it is prepared by the mayor. The administrative account is prepared by the mayor and the treasurer and the store accounting. Those two persons present during the administrative account session. And so a copy of the administrative account is always found now with the recent development is found at the office of the independent conciliator, who happens to be one of us, our sister.
Yeah.
If not, you go to the
Dorothy Atabo.
administrative court, administrative bench. You on the audit bench at the administrative court. You always have the
Who do you say who do you say her name was again? Which office is that?
Dorothy Atabo. Independent
Okay.
conciliator.
Yeah,
Independent
Mhm.
public
all the
conciliator.
councils
In Goya.
give her a copy
Imboya, yeah.
of give her a copy of the administrative account. All the councils, it's an obligation, including the regional assembly.
Yeah, so that from there we'll be able to see if this work has been completed and paid off,
Yeah.
or is still in the process, or
All
whatever
right.
percentage into the
So,
works.
but if it's a 2025, if you were in the 2025 budget, it means that it can only come in the administrative account of 2026.
2026.
Okay, because this was a 2025 budget that was tendered in June of
Okay.
2025
Yeah.
of this year,
Yeah.
about
Okay.
4 5 months ago.
Yeah.
So, but
So,
I
so,
mean, this is
so you see, there are a lot of misinformation. They don't give the right persons the opportunity to clear the air. It's lucky that our area have technicians in all these fields who know exactly what is what, but they don't give them the opportunity to help or clear the air in most of these things. But when you want to talk, they hush you down. They tell you that so it's not quite a sane atmosphere. You need to listen to the voice of everyone, particularly those who matter in such matters. You don't go to the road and anybody says anything and you take it for Bible truth. That's not information. It's not investigative journalism. Of course, we are almost doing journalism here. The
Mhm.
journalism has to be investigative to know exactly what is what and from who the information is coming from. Thank you very much.
Yeah. I thank you guys so much for to shedding more light on that, because sometimes when the public see this, people just begin to wonder what is going on. But I think if the public outcry is doing something, does the mayor too not also have the responsibility to address the question to the audience?
Effectively, they do, and there's this issue which has been, I think, it's become now cultural in all the councils. The town hall. The town hall is an opportunity that people have to be able to question their councillors, including the mayors, like something like that. They could have
Mhm.
an answer if they attended the town hall meeting, which is always organized by the council, and maybe we try to encourage our councils because of the complexity in which we find ourselves, our council area today. We can just try to see how we can stream such town hall meetings too, so that even those who are not even present on the floor can have opportunity to listen
Yes.
and even post questions, even if it means texting, so that they can be answered if you're not there. So let us we learn to always take advantage of such situations, because that's the opportunity that you have to really question your counselors. Whether you are a counselor or not, you are invited. No matter what you do, if you have an interest, attend those things. Know when they are published, we attend them, we participate in them.
Yeah, I think that point. So I think Minji had a last town hall meeting where some committee member, I think maybe it was not about publicized or people did not have interest on it. Like we said, a lot of things has been going on, the insecurity factor. But we think that as can begin to calm down, you begin to see the importance of development and see that these are things that they themselves they have to participate on. So they cannot just sit back and think that it is somebody else's business. I think that was it for that issue of the contract. Then come back to Njentse. I think Njentse are encouraged. I think, like you said, the diaspora is always like kind of the financial force in most of these development projects. And I'm glad that you will be in touch with NJECUDA in the US, especially the 1 year in the US and in Europe, so that you can see how you can galvanize. And of course, the one at home too as well, so that if anything is happening, they should be the one to relay to you. But I
Yeah.
cannot wait.
Uh, yeah, Doc, thank you very much. In that line, the one at home particularly, I've resolved a matter already. No, not yet officially.
You're already at work. You're already at work.
Already at work.
Yeah. Okay.
There was an issue that was concerning the management board of the school, uh, which the former chairperson, because of his absence during the elections to a new one, the transition was not so smooth. So there were some voices that were raised. I succeeded in calming them, and of course, the school board is moving well. The teachers that were needed have been recruited, and of course, they were of the opinion the present chairperson is from the northwest. That is very certain. He was a bit frustrated that is not how development association move. I calmed him down and said, the fact that you are living in Jensa, you are already a Jensa man. You don't continually say you are from the northwest. So chip in all what you can in order
Mhm.
to make the school move. I think he has about 5 children in
He
that
has
school,
five and he's bringing two more.
and he's bringing two more.
So
That
about
makes seven.
seven.
So
He
it's
has a stake.
a stakeholder. He's
Yeah.
not a stakeholder in the school.
Brother.
So I tried to calm him down, and then they listened to me. I think the handing over was done yesterday, though not without him, because even though not without him, because he was already in his farm. He went to his farm. People are struggling to make one and two in order to live. But I'm sure when he comes back, he will be happy that, of course, the handing over has taken place, and I will continue encouraging him, because I mean the person with 7 people in a school of
About 60, about
about
50 something now.
about 50 something. So, and we are wanting the student. Just in that line, I already with the emeritus president, we wanted to start opening professional centers to start training people, those at home, and it's more
Hands-on activities.
a household activity. But you go negotiate it. We went up to the Ministry of Employment and
Professional training.
vocational training. We had all the modalities, but when you go, you don't see the population. Well, what do you do? You have to just abandon the
Yes,
project because there's no person to animate or to benefit from it. And of course,
because yeah, because I think that's one of the area to that maybe our development too. Even though we know that road is the number one issue that we face, but sometimes too, in terms of maybe creating opportunity where people can generate income like economic driven activities. So,
exactly.
for example, it will have something like open a sawmill where
Yeah,
people can begin to do furniture, where you
that
can, if
is
you want
it.
to construct a house, you come and
That is
buy
it.
plants that are already plain and everything. You don't have to go look for engines or go to the bush and begin to saw their own. Stuff like that.
You
Yeah,
are you are very right. And our own small input was that even the cassava, we can add value to it.
yeah,
Even bananas, we can add value to it. Let us add value to almost of what we produce so that we can make more money now and life become more easier. That is, that is all what we have in the head. But what do you do? We just pray that the population will move back because uh, even the issue of water, I said this some time ago, all the compounds were constructed with that particular attention pay in place. The issue of water can only come at the metropolitan area because each compound has its own stream,
yeah,
which are very, very portable. You get the point. You know the way of our habitation
yeah.
is partial. Yeah, people every compound was built where with the idea of
It's smooth.
water already taken care of.
Yeah,
Yeah, like my grandfather's compound in Mankem, Pakumba, was supposed he's supposed to be for Kumba because of the contribution to the well, but it has not been given. Pakumba, they have their own potable water out there, right? Do they go elsewhere to look for water?
no, not at all.
The water is there in the compound. So, indeed, those are some of the issues that we are facing. The issue of water is for the cosmopolitan area
Area.
and not for even compounds that are in their various villages. Because
Understood.
we have not heard of any epidemic that any dysentery or anything that comes from, say, poor water. No, the waters are very potable. Thank you.
Yeah, and that's true. I think we'll continue to work toward. So I want to thank you guys so much for coming in today. I think we'll continue this way and to continue to build the development, work in partnership, in collaboration with other neighboring village, so that if you construct a road to hand over to them, then the next village can take over from there and continue that way.
Yeah, thank you very much, Doc. Because there are three homes, or let me just say my three homes of road. The Azi, the Njentse, Azi, which is the traditional capital, is primordial. But from Nkemata to Ato, you move up to Mpai, which is from Wanya, and you move up to Mbangatro, you already disenclave that area, all that area. And then from there, the other homes move to the somewhere where there's Foche, passing through to. They are already there, but we need to improve them so that it should be passable at all time. I will not go to the national one. The national one continue, but there's the last one that moved from Bangatro through Changi, the Takus, you know the Takus, to Andu. The only thing that prevents that road is the problem of big stones. And I said, dynamite, you can use dynamite to scatter those stones. They, in their own pattern, they have dug the road from Lesotho to Andu instead of from the school compound to Andu because of those stones. So it just need that concerted effort, and of course, all of us, we, and not I, we work together, and we'll see how we can transform our own small milieu. We do our own small, help our own small contribution towards the development of the place, and of course, we live uh, knowing that we have done our own small work to help the community. And of course, I will not fail to say this. I always like to be frank. Most of our leaders that have been before now were elitists. They were not for the masses. They were elitists. They were looking at themselves as the white man that just come and still have to colonize the masses. But we are grassroots children. We grew with our problems with our parents, and So we understand the suffering of the masses. And therefore, our own goal is to try to ameliorate this suffering. Nothing else, Doc. Mhm.
Gaza Media, we have come to the end of this program. That was the leaders of from Jensa, the President Emeritus Nkemdeke, and the new President Nkem Gosong, explaining some of the challenges and the successes on Jensa and the way forward. We want to thank you all for staying tuned to us this morning. We'll continue to bring you community news as time unfolds. Again, we'll see you now next time, and bye-bye for now.